get started.
Oh, let me turn my phone on silent.
Bars.
Bars.
All I know is pain and torment.
Camera 1, camera 2 rolling.
All I feel is pain and torment.
All right, so we gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Wait, hold on, my bad. That screen was bothering me. Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
Chappelle Show. All right, we're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1. What's going on, y'all? This your boy 1080G. This is the Unfocused and Focused podcast. We are back once again. Got the boy Tastro in the building.
What up?
Man, we might have to get into the guests a little sooner than we normally do, because my man got these mics sounding extra crispy on this episode.
Pristine.
Ooh. Y'all probably are listening right now like, wow, this sounds like HD. Like,
Shit
this
crispy.
is high definition. Yeah, we was recording on some shoestrings before, but we in the game now. But yeah, Tastro, it's money making Monday. How you feeling? How's your week started off so far?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Was grinding today per usual. Starting the week off proper like.
Where yeah, the grind is crazy. I had to figure out some ways to get away. Like, the holidays are coming up. I got I planned a trip to go to New York, and then I was talking to my brother to set up a trip to go to my mom's for Thanksgiving.
Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina. So New York, Carolina. Cause the grind, it's like
it don't stop.
It's hard to get away sometime, and it's like you gotta. Family is everything. Like, what's the grind without your family?
Yeah, it's crazy you say that, because I need to go see my grandmother. I think I'm gonna do that for the Thanksgiving holidays. She's 98, man. So any chance and opportunity I get,
man, that's a blessing. Her. 98.
Yeah, like, I make sure that I make it happen. So I'm gonna have to go check her out. I surprised her on her birthday back in April, as far as pulling up on her. But now it's about that time now. It's November. It had like what, springtime was the last time I saw her. Yeah. So it's about that time now.
So how's she doing at 98 years old? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've recently, I feel like they said people are living longer these days.
And ironically, she actually has breast cancer. So for my grandmother to be the age she is, she's very cognitive. Like, she knows what's going on. Of course, her hearing is not like it used to be, but nonetheless, she's very knowledgeable of what's going on. And granted, of course, she's moving slower than normal and things like that, because she broke a leg a few years ago or whatnot, because she fell. But my grandmother, man, she's a tough woman, man. Like, I'm inspired by her tenacity and her will to just keep going no matter what. Like, it's something I've never seen before.
That's like the best wisdom you can give to somebody, or the best motivation you can give to somebody to keep going no matter what.
Yeah, for real. And she does it. She just she lives the example. She leads by example, and it's always been that way, man. Like, ever since when I was a kid, I remember being young, and I remember one time we were at church, and she had fell down a flight of stairs. But when she fell and she landed on her hands. So it wasn't like she just fell and just just splattered on the floor.
Like a push-up.
Like, she kind of caught herself, and I'm like, damn, my grandma was and this is, granted,
like a ninja.
Yeah, I was maybe in maybe high school or whatever, right? And I was upset that she had failed, but she was like, baby, I'm all right. And she was good. So from that point on, I was like, yo, my grandmother is tough as bricks, yo. And she had to have been at least 60 or 70 something then. You know what I mean? She's a tough woman, man.
That's a major blessing. I'm just picturing your grandma doing some Jet Li type move.
Man, listen, my grandma's tough. I heard stories about how she used to, when my uncles used to sneak out the crib and shit, and they'll try to get back in the house. She's snatching them back through the window and getting busy on them. My grandma, and she's she's 4'11". She's not even a big woman, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, she's tough. Salute to grandma, man.
Yeah, the grind it gets pretty hectic. I actually read a quote. I don't know if you feel like it's some truth to it, but they say, you know, I guess the reward for hard work is more hard work. Have you ever heard anybody say that?
I've heard that before, and it makes perfect sense though. I mean, the grind don't stop, and shoot, the guest we have here is an example of the grind not stopping.
Yeah, because I mean, we pretty much been all working together in some type of capacity for a long time. But my man Niq Ways, I've been on the grind since 2009, more so 2010, I would say. Mm-hmm. But Niq Ways, he been on the grind since I met him, since forever. I mean, I wasn't grinding. Only thing I was grinding on was the girls in the club. That was the only grind that I had when I met Niq Ways. You know, it was like, I don't know, it was a different time for me, but Niq Ways always been locked in.
That's a fact.
You know, what's up,
I was
Niq Ways,
I was grinding on him too. I had a couple grinds.
He was in the club with me.
I had a couple grinds.
Yo, like Niq Ways, man, like I practically grew up with this man, yo. Like I've known this. It's crazy because when I first met him, we didn't like each other for no reason. I don't even know what it was. Like
it was battle rappers.
Nigga was like the nigga would like be ice grilling me and shit, and then we would always like battle in school. It was crazy. And I had told him one time, I was like, yo, you're never gonna beat me in a battle again. The next day, the nigga pulled up on me and was like, yo, and started battling me again.
Damn.
And I lost.
Let me tell you though, he bet me $20, and then like the next day after that, he actually gave me $20, and I was like, you know what, you my dog, man. Like you a man of your word. Like
it's a solid guy right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like you a man of your word. And most people, you know, back then, you know, they would be like $20. You'll be hustling them, like asking them who gets $20 till you graduate. Like where my 20 at, man? Like, but nah, he gave me that 20, so I know he was solid. I already knew he was solid.
Word. So for those that we know you're a brother, you know, like we just been through different things together. But for people that don't know you, just introduce yourself real quick, man.
Music producer, composer, Niq Maximus. 20 years in.
20 plus
years in. Musician. Man, just
he came out the womb.
Yeah, like
playing the keys
off rip. Like,
nah, I mean, anything music. Like my whole family was music inclined, so like I was already kind of, you know, destined to kind of do music because my whole family did. But like, nah, it's like shoot, music is what I do. That's what I tell people. Like I do music. That's basically what I do.
So from your grandmother's church to what now? Like what? I feel like you've progressed so much, you know, like you started where in the church, right?
Yeah, I started playing the keys in the church. Grandmother had a 1992, she started a church, and first I was the drummer. So like that's the first instrument I actually learned how to play. Like my pops, like dynamic singer, like my pop side of the family, like crazy musicians, crazy singers. I'm talking about amazing. Like he put me on the drums, he taught me rhythm. So and he basically told me like if you learn how to play, like listen to different music, you learn how to play different rhythms, like you'll learn how to do, you know, you'll learn how to do different music once you learn the rhythm. So I learned rhythm in the beginning. So after that, once I got to my grandmother's church, you know, I was playing the drums, and we had a musician, and then one day he just didn't show up. Like I ain't gonna say his name because I think he's still in Greenville.
Oh shit!
And I think he still is a musician down there, but like he just stopped showing up, and that's when I seen the politics of like church, like you know what I mean. Some other church offered him more money, and he just stopped showing up.
Wow!
Like I'm talking about, so like literally for like a year and some change, like our choir, like with like my aunts and my mom and them, they were the choir pretty much. And like they were singing with no music and just me on the drums. Damn. So it was like no keyboard player, it's just drums and them singing. So we
Damn.
did that for a little bit, and then like one day, I took a visit to New York, with all the musicians, like with my pops, and like we would do that every summer, like so we would go to New York, Queens, New York, you know what I'm saying? Like shout out to Queens. Like and I would stay with my grandmother up there, and my uncle Mike lived there, and Sugar Mike, he produced Little Mo. He was engaged to Little Mo. Like, he's done Twisted, Keith Sweat, like, Gerald Levert.
Yeah.
He was on the Biggie Duets album, like worked with Adina Howard, ODB. Like I'm talking about, he's still up there working, like to this day.
Did he teach you how to play the keys?
So what he taught me was, it was one, like we was little kids. It's a cool story, and it's like something that's like etched in, you know what I'm saying, of what kind of got me going. And like he never was around, so he was always working. He would stroll in 4 a.m, like he would sleep all day. Like when he get dressed, he rolling out. Like, so it's like I really didn't get a chance to hang with my Uncle Mike. Like, you know what I'm saying? Gotcha. So it was just one night he just happened to be there, and my grandmother was a preacher, so she actually used to have church outside, like in her home. So I'm talking about like they would move the furniture, they would set the seats up, and they would have church in the home. Like, and I'm talking about like straight up church with microphones and everything. Like straight up church. Dope. So they actually had a keyboard that was set up for the keyboard player. His name was Curtis, and he lived in a basement. New York, 8 people live in the house. Like you got 2, how it is. So he lived in the basement in one of the basement joints. So he was the musician. So one day I was up there, like, plucking around on the keyboard. My Uncle Mike was there, and R. Kelly, I Can't Sleep, like the remix was out. I bought the CD. I was listening to it, and he taught me how to find the song. He taught me how to, start with the bass line. Like, this is how you do it. You find the bass line. Once you find the bass line, you can find the chord. Like, you start finding the chord. So he taught me how to play by ear. So he kind of taught me, you don't have to, at the time I took lessons, and I ended up quitting because I was like, oh, this is whack. Like,
How long were you taking lessons?
A month.
I'm about to say, I don't even remember that shit. Like,
it was like my grandmother, somebody my grandmother knew that she, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was old, and he was eating sandwiches and stuff while he was trying to teach me. Like,
shit.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
crumbs and shit flying all over the place.
It just didn't even feel like, it was like, man, I don't feel like I'm learning nothing.
Right.
So, like, once my Uncle Mike showed me that, I came home, and I would try to pick up church songs. So there was certain songs I could pick up, certain songs I couldn't. So it started being, I would do certain drums, I would play drums on certain songs, but then in certain songs I would get up and I would play the song because I taught myself how to play it. But it was very few songs here and there. So that's kind of how it started. Like, that's how I got into playing the key, like playing the piano. You know what I mean? It was from my Uncle Mike showing me how to pick up a song, pretty much.
All right, so bet you learned in NY as far as learning how to play the keys. So you went back to grandma's church down south, and all of a sudden they had you on the keys, or were you playing the drums then, or how did that transition?
Yeah, it was it was a kind of alternating. So then my aunt got married. My aunt Shama got married. So there was a guy playing at her wedding, and I'm talking about this dude was killing it. Like, I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So what I started doing was when musicians played at the church, like during certain times when I didn't have to play, I would get up and I would stand behind them. I would watch their hands. So I would watch how their hands move, like how they were hitting notes and how they were hitting chords. So like I started kind of trying to mimic what I saw them doing. So,
That's crazy.
Learning hand movement kind of thing. So I would watch people's hands. But this specific person, Dante Dixon, shout out to Dante, like, after the wedding, I went up and I was just like watching his hands, and I mean, his hands was like, it was like playing I had never seen. I was like, man, he's stretching his hands, he's chording all over the place. So like, I basically was like, man, I started talking to him, and I learned he was a cousin of the groom, which was who my aunt married. So then he told me, like, yo, I have a studio. We work in the studio, and I'm gonna play you some, I should play you some of his stuff. So I was like, I'll ride with you to the reception. So I got in the car. I'm talking about just met him right then. And he was like, cool, you can ride. So me and my cousin Deshaun jumped in. We rode with him, and he was playing me some music from this his artist. His name is J Red. So, you know, I'm listening to this music, and it's like, you know, back then it's like real R&B. And I'm like, wow, you produced this? Like, I'm talking about, it was just like amazing to me. So he invited me to a studio. So I started kind of linking up with them, and he started kind of teaching me like, oh, sorry, I hit the mic. Cut that. So, you know, he invited me to the studio, and he basically kind of started teaching me like how to do chords. So yeah, from there it was like a whole nother journey. That's when I started learning the studio kind of journey at that moment with them.
So the legacy has been passed on, because it sounds like it's a lot of musicians, a lot of music people in your family, and you just naturally
fell into it.
Yeah, you just naturally fell into it.
I was destined for it. Like, my whole family does music. Like, my mother's a singer. Like, my aunts, like, she has 3 sisters. Like, they're literally a choir. Like, all 4 of them.
And isn't Dark Child?
He's not. He was a friend of the family. He wasn't a family. He wasn't like our blood.
Gotcha.
He was a friend of the family though. Him and his father and my grandmother used to preach like in churches together back when they lived in Jersey and New York and stuff like that. So they were like preaching partners.
Okay. As far as the music goes, was he able to ever to hit any of your music? As far as
he did. Like, that was like that was the driving stone, bro. Like I've sent music to him plenty of times, but you know, I wasn't ready. Like, and sometimes people gotta realize when, you know, you're not, you know, you gotta do the work. Like, you gotta take that no as you gotta get better. Like, you know, and I know I wasn't ready. I was sending the music, I wasn't ready. Like, so. But there was a time when I really thought I was ready. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I really thought I was ready. Yeah. But like, he basically said no. And he said no like, nah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, he was like, and they know it. Like, see, they my homies, so they know I say it to this day. I think it's cool. That's pretty much what he said about my joint. And I'm talking about, but this record, I had like guitar players, I had drummers, I had like, I'm talking about, it was a movie.
Cause I remember you got to a point where you actually had live musicians coming in and you were recording and making beats off of like just live musicianship.
Yeah. That was when I was in a band. I had joined a band. That's a whole nother journey.
How long were you in
I
the
remember
band?
It was like J Strings.
Yeah, J Strings, a guitar player, amazing guitar player too, man. Like, yeah, J Strings, RJ was on the drums. Shout out to RJ. Yeah. We're talking about rhythms, was crazy, man. He would just come up with them like in a blink of an eye, man. Like, and we would just start, like, I'll start playing something on the keys. J Strings will do something, RJ will do something, and next thing you know, it's just a fire beat. Like, it's something just fire. And then I would say, all right, we're gonna change this and we're gonna do a breakdown. 1, 2, 3, and it just, I'm talking about, it just started being some magic. Like, it was magic.
Well, hold on, let's backtrack for a second, because before that, at one point, you were actually an artist as well.
Oh Lord.
So explain explain that period and what, I guess, what motivated you to, you know, say, you know, I'm gonna let this artistry go and I'm gonna just focus on producing.
Oh boy, man, my rap career. People won't let me live it down.
Rap and singing, you was doing some singing too.
All that, man.
Yeah. Nah. So it basically started off rapping. So I started off a rapper. It was me and a childhood friend at the time, Monty House. So Monty and me was like, we felt like we was Mobb Deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, felt like it was Mobb Deep. And we used to go to this website and we used to get other people's beats. Like, you could just I can't remember the website name. Like,
SoundClick.
It wasn't SoundClick.
Before SoundClick.
It was way before SoundClick.
Like Napster or some shit.
It wasn't Napster, but it was just like this website where you can download a clip. Nah, it wasn't LimeWire. Like, I don't know where I got that site from.
Word.
But you could get like Talib Kweli's instrumental. You can get Like you can get all of these instrumentals from like, you know what I'm saying, De La Soul instrumentals. Like you could just literally download these instrumentals. So we would literally just rap over the instrumentals and make our own songs. So eventually that's how I kind of started making beats. Like once my uncle had shown me how to do, you know, I had begged my grandmother, like it was a Casio MD 1700. If y'all look it up, like I remember it was
we gonna have to.
Casio.
Talking about
it was a Casio MD 1700. That was the first, like I can want to say, beat machine that I had, and you only had 5 tracks.
And that was a keyboard, right?
Yeah, it was a keyboard.
Yeah.
But I convinced my grandmother to buy it for me for church.
That's
the only way I convinced. So her and my mother and my grandmother went half on it. So like,
you going to hell. No.
So like,
Hey, hold on. Shout out to grandma because she had the best sweet potato pies
oh man,
on the planet.
That's a whole
Like,
other story.
for
This
real.
dude, the damn sweet potato pies.
Yo, she always made sure I left the crib at
That's,
least 2 sweet potato pies,
That's big.
yo.
That's big Aunt talking.
Yeah. That's
Yo.
definitely Big Ed.
Yo, listen.
That joint will be gone in a day.
Yo, listen,
Like,
listen. She would have me go back with 2 sweet potato pies, bro. I be eating a sweet potato pie on the way back driving, man.
I didn't even eat them. She would just make them for him. Like she was like, "Oh, don't forget to take Aunt this sweet potato pie." I'm like, "Man, you don't need them sweet potato pies."
Man.
Like,
I was close to 300 too.
man,
Special
fucks
order sweet potato pie.
that's Big Ant. That's definitely Big Ant right there.
Terrible.
But yeah, nah, that's when I got the MD 1700. It had the 5 tracks. I can make 3. I could use 3 different like chords, so I can play like the piano. Then I had a second track. I can do like another sound. Then I had a third track. I can do another sound. And I had a bass track. I could add the bass. And then like, you know, I had the drum track and I can add drums, but I could do like fills. Like I can do all of these different things. So, you know, I could literally start making beats at the time. So, like we would make I would make the beats and we would rap over them. So that's literally like we thought I was basically Havoc and he was Prodigy. So you know what I'm saying? We thought we was Mobb Deep, and like literally like rap was what I wanted to do at that time. And I was thinking like, nah, I'm rapping. And then, you know, high school happens and then it's like, nah, I'm still rapping. And then like the 20s happen, and then, you know, music progresses like a lot. The changes in music has been so drastic. You know, if people look at when music changed, it's such a drastic change. Then I started getting older. Then it's like I started realizing like you have to put on a persona. Like you have to be like, you know, and I started realizing like I'm an introvert. You know, you start learning more about yourself as a person, and it's like, man, I'm really introvert. I really don't like being in front of people. So like, and then it's like, you know what? I don't want to have to turn on a show, like put on a show
So
when I get on a.
You couldn't have been the guy with the shades with 5 chains on, and
Nah, bro.
doing the album release party and taking pictures with babies and stuff.
It wouldn't have been me. It wouldn't have been me. And I seen that's where it was like music was kind of going. You know, people, it was about your look and, you know, and all of that. So it's like I would have to turn on a persona like to actually be a rapper. I was like, I think I'm gonna focus on producing.
Yeah.
To express myself, I got to be somebody else to express myself.
Right. Like, you know what I mean? And unfortunately that's a lot that's going on these days. People are not themselves.
Hey y'all, I'm Bars. I've been waiting on the introduction for 24 minutes exactly now.
Yo.
I'm Bars.
Yo.
Hey y'all, thank God I'm focused.
Bars is in the building.
Yo, what up? What up, Bars?
I think that for me personally, as an artist, I get to be who I'm not able to be in the world anymore because I have little people. So music is my place to be like whatever when I'm not being mommy gang, you know.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, you know, like what I like about music is it just provides you this canvas to just say whatever's on your mind, no matter how people may take it, no matter how drastic it may be, how absurd it may be. It just provides you an opportunity just to express yourself however you may feel at the time. There's an emotion for every, like there's a song for every emotion.
Fact.
And I feel like music provides that. It's such a freedom, like it's a freedom like none other. Like I could be pissed off about something, and I could write about it real quick, and just me writing about it makes me feel a lot better. It eases the tension. Like you're able to create like this motion picture of however you may feel or however you may want to tackle an issue or whatever. That's what I love about music, man.
That's the art, man. That's why I always say music is my art. I name my music like Van Gogh named his paintings.
Yeah.
Because this is my art. Like I can see it when I'm creating it. Like it, you know what I mean? It's like I'm painting on a canvas, like pretty much. So it's like, you know, music is like when people create music, it's like you're not just a rapper. It's like you are an artist. You are painting a picture for people, and if they don't see that picture, they're not going to connect with it. Like
facts.
They gotta see the picture. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and like and that's when it becomes. I also say music is a time machine. That's when it becomes a time machine. So once they see that picture, that's when they can listen. They can go back and listen, and then they be like, "Oh man, it's nostalgic. It puts me. I can see myself when riding around with my homie. We was, you remember, like we listened to Kanye. We always listened to, what was it, Late Registration?
Yep.
And we know, me and Ant know exactly where we were when we listened to that album.
Yeah.
And we didn't get out the car until the album was done.
Yeah.
Like from purchasing it to getting to the crib and not getting out the car.
Classic album.
It's a time. It's like music become a time machine. So it's like music is powerful, man. And you gotta treat it as such. You can't just be willy nilly with this out here, man.
Yeah. So as far as, my bad, you was about to ask him something, weren't you?
Nah, I was just gonna speak on the music and my experiences listening to your music for the first time and being in the studio and
Niggas an animal, yo.
yeah, those were some of the best experiences I had, like while living in Greensboro. And I feel like just seeing the music soul kitchen movement, and you know, like Geeks and Assholes, and you know, the different projects that you put together, you know, it definitely set the tone. Because my man Niq Ways, he had the website, he had the logos, he had the shirts, he had pretty much the whole rundown. Everybody's, you know, got this branding thing down now in 2022, like, because it's, I don't know, everybody's got a company or a brand or a business. Yeah. But they wasn't doing that. And when did we meet?
20s, like 20, I don't know. I know it was about 23, 22, 23.
So that was like 2003, 4, 5. Like,
yeah, like 2003, 2000.
Yeah.
Like maybe people like Soulja Boy had stuff like that popping, but you know, everybody ain't had the brand. Their branding set up the way you had, and I always appreciated that.
Man, I don't know, man. I felt like I wanted everything in house.
Even like this, I remember the CD cases.
CD duplication.
Oh yeah, that too. You had the CD duplicator.
He had his big ass machine. He had his big ass.
All the equipment.
Bro, that joint used to do like 5 CDs at a time. Yeah. Like burn 5 CDs and make sure you take them out.
Invested in himself early.
Yeah.
You know, you see that, like I said, more common now. Like young kids having that mindset. You know, 18, 19, 20, but you had that mindset. I didn't catch on to that for a minute, you know, and it took seeing people like you to, you know, like, damn, he's taking this very seriously, you know. It's just,
that's all I had, man. Like I tell people, music is literally, that's all I had. Like when people say, "What do you?" I do music, man. Like that's all I had. I dropped out of college to do music, so it's like, you know, people say, you know, how do you keep going? How do you stay consistent? It's like literally, like I don't play the lotto. Like I don't play the numbers. Like I've never put a number in the lotto ever, because my gambling is music. Like I feel like this is my gamble right here.
Yeah, it's
and
not even
put all in it. You know,
it's not even a gamble, because you know it was destined for you. Like you said, you know, you are where you are. You know, it's God's will. You know, it's like it was already written on the wall. Written. Yeah, it was already written.
It was written,
you know?
bro. Like you man. Listen,
indeed.
Like, I seen this, man. Like yo, we've been in the crib. I fall asleep, the man making beats. I wake up, the man making beats, bro. Like I would be like sleep on the floor, like writing rhymes to the beats and shit. I'll fall asleep, you know, to the beat or whatever.
Niq still going.
The beat, I wake up, the beat's still going. He's up working on something else or whatever the case may be, yo. Been on that wave, bro.
Man, the grind has been like no other.
That's a fact,
you know,
man.
So hard work pays off, and it's obviously paying off, because you went from the church to now. Like, name some people that you've like. What's one of your most what would you say is your biggest achievement at this point with music?
Well, it definitely would be the most recent placement, which is Lecrae. Like I produced number 12 on Church Clothes 4 Journey. So like he's a Grammy Award winning artist. So you know, bestseller. Like, you know what I mean?
Dope.
So
what's up, man.
that would probably be my biggest like so far, for sure. I mean, I've achieved a few things, and there's been some things that's been legendary, like with me signing with DARP, like signing with Dallas Austin's recording project, like, and just experiencing the Young Thug. And
How many years were you there?
probably about 5 years. Like 5 years. I was literally there for the whole Rich Gang, like the whole Rich Gang movement.
Yeah,
Like, and that's how I got the I Made It record with Thug and Quan.
got you.
Like I literally was in the room, and we were making beats in one room, and they would come in and say, "Give me what y'all got," and we would put it on a flash, and they would go into the B room where they were at, and that's how we was getting placements then.
That's what I was talking about. Just even back in Greensboro, like some of the most fun times was just in the studio. We just vibing out the music, you know, just chilling. But then even fast forward to DARP, you know, like being at DARP. Pretty much, I'm saying like it's been a great experience just having Niq Ways as a friend, because he's been on the up and up, and just I don't know, it's you don't want to have no bum friends, you know what I'm saying?
It's true though.
You know, Niq Ways is a friend that I could be like, yo, my man Niq Ways, you on the Lecrae album, me at the studio with Future, you know.
Yeah, we definitely was up in DARP.
Nah, DARP was lit, man. DARP was lit days. Like, let me tell you, it was some lit days, and I'm telling you, it was a school. When I got to DARP, that's when I learned. That's when I realized, like, my sound is trash.
You're like, yo, I need to fix my sound.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
What is DARP?
Oh, DARP is a studio. That's the name of the studio.
DARP stands for Dallas Austin's Recording Project. So DARP is a legendary recording studio. If you live in Georgia, you probably should know what DARP is.
Yeah,
So TLC, like Waterfalls, all the TLC records, like Michael Jackson, like Dallas Austin's. It's literally Dallas Austin's private recording studio.
Yeah,
like I'm talking about legendary records, like legendary, like room. I'm talking about they even did when they redid the movie for TLC. The ending scene, like they recorded all the music in DARP. I was there for that. Like the end scene with Neo, like I was there for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like legendary recording studio. Future owns it now though. So
yeah, that's how legendary it is. I went there. I've actually had the opportunity to go there while you were there, and that was cool. And then I actually went since Future took it over, and it pretty much got the same look for the most part.
I looked in there now.
Yeah, it got the same look for the most part. But yeah, that was just a dope time. Like, you know, I remember coming across Rich Homie Quan and Thug, and then T.I. was in the back studio one time recording. One time I didn't see him
all the time.
Yeah, I never saw him for some reason.
Look, he looking. He, you know, there's a story with this guy in DARP with him and T.I.
For real? Is this something? Can we talk about it?
I mean, yeah.
He was using too many big words, and
Nah. When I see yo, this dude is stupid. When I seen him, I was like, yo, Tip, because at the time he had a mixtape out, and there was a song called Project Steps that I was fucking with heavy. Like, I had that shit on like repeat, and I was like, yo, Tip, like, yo, that Project Steps, that shit's hard. I dapped him up and everything, and I kept it pushing. Niq Max tells me the next day, oh yeah, by the way, nobody's invited back to the studio unless you're with
rule number one. Rule number one of Dark. There's tons of celebrities in there. I'm talking about they in and out. I'm talking about from Busta Rhymes to Monica to Allen Iverson. Like, they're in and out. Rule number one, do not go up and talk to them. Act like you don't see them. Just keep walking. Give them the head nod. Give them a salute. Keep walking.
Bro, I literally...
He all like, yo, Tip, Project Steps, give me that dap, dog. Yeah, like, bro, what are you doing?
He couldn't just say what's up to him?
No.
This is the thing, G.
No.
I was literally walking... Like where he was at, I had to go in that direction to get to the studio.
Like,
studio
that chase after.
You give him the head down. You give him
I literally had to walk past him. It wasn't like I was like going after him or no shit like that. I had to walk past him to get to the studio that Ron was in. You know what I mean? And so while I seen him, I just dapped him up and gave him props. No. I thought it was okay, but obviously it wasn't. So
that's rule number one. See, the thing is, the studio is private, like, for artists. So, like, most times artists will book the whole studio so they ain't got to see nobody. But
it's like renting an Airbnb and then some random dude just come up like, who is this guy?
Kind of.
You been in the bathroom the whole time?
Bro, I can't.
Kind of, but it's a little off. But
front door, man.
It's a little off, but kind of. But it's basically like it's
because they had like gated entry. You had to put in a certain code.
Yeah, like you had to have a key card. Like you had to have a key card, or you have to get buzzed in. Y'all know I would say, let me know when you here, so I can tell them the intern to buzz you in. So like you couldn't just be up in there willy nilly. So it's like when they're in that particular environment, they don't want like to have to deal with things that they would have to deal with on the outside world. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's here to do music. We all know who he is. Like, let's get to it. So it's like he doesn't want to be conversing and talking about things that if he bumped into a random person he would have to deal with. So you see him, you put your head down, you keep walking. If he speaks to you, you speak to him. Like, if he daps you up, you dap him up. Like, you know what I mean? And it just went in. And after that, Tip was like, nah, only Grand Hustle here when I'm here. So I worked there, and I had a key card to every room, and I couldn't be up there when he was up there at that point. And I was like, see, Ant.
Damn, he changed the rules at a whole recording studio.
Hey, man, when you book it out, man, it's
all I was doing was just giving props. Like, I didn't.
Yeah, that's kind of.
How do you know? Like, you're.
He knew the rules.
He knew the rules.
He knew the rules.
Yo, like, I mean,
he knew the rules.
Well, you knew the rules.
Everybody that came in knew the rules. I would say just keep walking forward.
Now, for me, like, just being human, like, we're all.
Yeah,
human.
that's my thing. Like, why can't you just be human? I could see, like, you ain't ask him to like sign nothing.
Nah, I want nothing like that. I was just simply giving props, man. Hell nah, man. I just dapped them up. Like,
you got some aggressive dap sometimes.
That environment, man. They just want.
It broke his brown. That was you hugging him.
It was too. The dap was too strong. He felt intimidated. He just in there.
I'm telling you, man. It was. They just be wanting that private interaction. They don't want to have to deal with people being like, oh man, I'm a fan of, oh man, I love this record. They got to deal with it on the outside, but this is where they live. This is where they record. It's private. Like,
nah, it makes sense.
Maybe you get fizzled out. After you hit a certain point, you get fizzled out. Maybe.
I'm sure. Maybe.
Do you work for anyone now? Are you
strictly independent?
Entrepreneur.
Strictly independent.
Can we talk about that transition from working for someone to becoming an entrepreneur? the door.
Oh yeah, and it's hard. Let me tell you, it's tough. But I basically took the relationships that I built inside of DARP, and also the area. I took advantage of the area because the Lecrae record. I met Don Cannon in Arden's Garden, like just like, oh hey, what's up, Cannon? Like, oh, it's Don Cannon. Oh snap! Like I told him like, yo, I did Trae the Truth for real with Lil Durk, and he was like, oh for real, I came up with Trae the Truth, and I'm like, oh that's what's up. I didn't know that, so he was like, yeah, take my email. Took his email, met one of his producers that signed in Generation Now, Lyle Duff. Shout out to Lyle. And 2 years later, we got the Lecrae record. But I met him in Arden's Garden. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I bumped into him. I never met Cannon in the studio. I never bumped into Cannon in DARP. He never came to DARP. Like, at least I never seen him in there. So it's like, but now I done built a relationship, by meeting him in Arden's Garden. Yeah. So it's like, the transition was tough because it's like you're not in the mix no more. So then I started not wanting to be in the mix. Like that studio life was, it wears on you. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? In there till 5 a.m. So I started trying to work from home. I got married. So shout out to my wife. I love you, baby.
Congratulations. It's one of the,
you know what I'm saying?
Shouts to Camille.
Yeah. Got married and, started trying to figure out like, all right, I got to maybe get my life together. You know what I'm saying? Before, So like, man, it was tough. That independent grind was tough. And I literally transitioned from making a bunch of beats all the time to making my own samples. So then I started figuring out this might be my niche. Like I could still make beats, but it's like instead of making a bazillion beats, for artists, for artists that I don't have anymore, like let me go ahead and like focus on making samples and start getting them to producers. Like
that's dope. Cause I remember when you used to sample and used to put together the dopest beats, sampling just old classics.
Man,
but now you making your own samples. How does that even happen? It sounds like you didn't reach the sensei level or something.
Man, it's
Scion
consistency.
levels.
Yeah, consistency, bro. Like, I mean, consistency. I'm talking about consistency.
So so I know you do the samples for Don Cannon and other producers. The same way you were looking for samples at one time, is it a thing for? Would it be a good idea for you to put it like on a website and so people can find it, or is it more lucrative to just kind of work with the Lecraes and?
Well, I'm gonna start doing things for the community. Like I feel like I have a whole lot of knowledge to give. So at first I was being mad exclusive, like, and I mean right now I'm super exclusive. So I only send to 808 Mafia and Cannons and people I'm cool with, people I know. My list is very short, like for my samples, but I'm about to start doing things for the community and giving tips and tricks and putting out royalty free loop packs and sample packs for people, because I feel like I got a lot of info to give. Like my journey has been pretty crazy, so and I want people to learn from my journey.
Gems.
Yeah, like I just definitely want people to learn from my journey. And music is so easy to be made these days, like compared to my Casio MD 1700. You know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all, there's so much, there's so much I can give, man. And I'm definitely gonna I'm doing a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna start showing my live cook-ups of me cooking up, and I'm gonna do show my process, and I'm gonna do tips and tricks and show y'all some keyboard tips and tricks and mixing tips and tricks and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely planning on giving back.
Yo,
nice.
So what do you have? What for the people? What can we look forward to with the new year coming in the next few months? As far as
the year about to end
Max,
already.
as far as Niq Max music, man, what we got coming, bro?
Man, I got some stuff rolling, and y'all know I don't like to talk about nothing. So As far as like records, I don't like to talk about stuff. Like I knew about the Lecrae record for months. Like
Right.
I knew about the Currency and the Rick Ross joint for months. You
Nice.
know. I don't
So,
speak on those
can
things, but
Can we talk about that? Because I kind of understand that mindset. Like, I'll get excited about something and I'll tell somebody just because I feel like, you know, if that's what God wanted, you know, it's going to happen. But there are people that feel like, you know, you put it into the universe and tell somebody it could change the energy behind, you know, bringing it to fruition. Because, you know, maybe somebody over here is like, man,
Yeah.
fuck that nigga Niq ways, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yep.
Now that shit's real though.
you
It's
know,
real. That's,
you know, so,
Casio before.
yeah. I've been had the Casio. That's supposed to be me with
Right.
the Lecrae.
That is,
I'm supposed to be on the Lecrae.
bro, it's a fact. Like that's that energy, man. Like that's what I said. It depends on who you say it to, who you telling it to. Like, I don't tell it to everybody, but like, you know, throughout my journey, like I felt like I've talked myself out of things. Like, you know what I mean? Like I spoke way too soon on it. And then at the same time, then you know, a year later, you looking like, well, they're like, whatever happened to that Cameron joint? Well,
yeah.
well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I
And
think
that record was crazy too.
Like, and
Yeah.
whatever happened to the? I don't know. Like, so it's just like, man, just keep working. Like, keep going. Like, don't even. I look at it as you plant a seed. Like, you plant a seed, and you're not going to stand there and watch it grow, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to plant another seed,
Right.
You know, but just keep planting.
Keep planting seeds.
Eventually, you're going to turn around and you're going to be able to reap and pick from the fruit. You know what I'm saying? Pick from the tree and pick for the fruits of your labor. But like, if you stand there and wait, and you looking like you wasting your time, like you could be planting more seeds. So it's just like I just plant them and keep going, bro. Eventually, I turn around and. Like the two placements that I got this year, like I'm on the Currency album. I did Pass Rich with him and Rick Ross, and I did Don't Wait on It, and I got the Lecrae record this year. They all was from stuff I did in 2020, stuff I created in 2020. So it wasn't nothing recent. And I'm talking about I have been cooking, like I've been making a whole lot of music, like so. Yeah, it's just like the epitome of keep going, man. Stay consistent. Like, don't stop. Just keep going.
That's dope. Yeah, I read somewhere when you talk about stuff, you know, and you like you said with the Cameron joint, you say like, yo, I got a joint with Cameron coming out. And then everybody's like, yo, congratulations, you did it.
Yeah.
You did it, man. This is it, man. This is what we've been working for. And you haven't even receive like the actual accomplishment yet, you know, but you feel good about it, you know, and it kind of, I don't know, it can kill the motivation to, like you said, keep going.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like and continue to plant the seeds. Yeah, like has that ever happened for you, like where you felt so good about, like when you told people about the Cameron joint? Did you feel like it had? You probably. Man, I feel like I was around. Like
I left work,
took shots. We took shots. We bought a bottle. Like, bruh, cheers to success. This is it.
I got the email. I was at work. I left work. Like I'm thinking like, oh, it's over. I'm out of here. Like Cameron, it was like, you know, the email was like Cameron went crazy over this joint. Like, you know, I'm looking at the email. But, you know, it's just me being naive. Like, I don't know the industry. I don't know the business. Yeah. I don't know how this stuff goes. Yeah. Like, so it's like.
All you knew initially was that Cameron went crazy
over my joint.
And you left the job.
Like, I'm out of here, bro.
Left the money. You still had bills to pay.
I left the money, bro. Like, I was like, shoot, I'll be back on Thursday. Like, maybe. I might not even. You know, I'm thinking, like, I'm out of here. So then, like, you know, about a week into it, I'm like, so. You know, I'm emailing the guy, like the manager. He was the manager at the time. His name was Stephen Hacker, like, which is a weird name, last name Hacker. But he was Alchemist's manager, and he was Heatmaker's manager. So he was like a known dude in New York. Yeah. So, I remember hitting him like, "So what's going on with the Cameron joint?" And he was like, we might gotta hit him with another beat CD. And I was like, oh man,
Damn.
so I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Oh man, then you just start feeling weird about stuff. Like you coming around and you hope people don't ask you about it. Like I hope you don't ask me about the camera. What's up with the camera on joint? When that joint coming out? I can't wait to hear it, man. I know that joint crazy. Yeah, nah, it ain't coming out. Like I don't got it. So just
And that beat was crazy too, though.
But then the thing you learn is with the music industry, like, bro, I got stuff with Future, Rick Ross, stuff I've never heard that's never came out. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Everything doesn't make the cut. Like, Lecrae said he did 70 records for Church Clothes 4.
Wow.
I made the cut out of 70 records.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Like, so it's like, man, you just might not make the cut. That's one thing. That's why you got to plant the seed in music. I'm not saying in everything people do, because everything is different. My man, Lake K be telling me how the graphic design world works. Yeah. And I'm just like, wow, oh, that's crazy. Like, it operates a whole lot different. But me, I got to, plant the seed and I got to just keep going. Yeah. Like, and don't even think about it, because it's going to weigh on you. You're going to start being like, I wonder. Yeah. That's when the anxiety and the stress starts happening. Like, just keep working.
And that shit stagnates you within itself when you start just letting it drag you down, or you just constantly thinking about it. Yep. That energy could have went towards planting other seeds. That's what's up, man.
That sounds so similar to songwriting with your looking list.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, you write 100 songs, put them all out.
Tons of songs.
And people just be like, get on.
Yep. You'll write a million of them. I'm telling you.
Thousands.
Yeah, like you're this is the same amount of beats you write, like beats you make, like it's like the creation process is just like, man. That's why I always tell people, take mental breaks. Like, if you're a creator, like, man, you got to, like, my wife basically, made sure, like, look, you gotta take some time to yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not even, like, you ain't even gotta be around me, but just take some time to yourself and relax. And, like, you gotta give yourself mental breaks. Because, bro, when they say working like a madman, like, you'll work yourself crazy like a madman. Like, that's why they say, like, geniuses are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you'll work yourself like a madman, like, into, like, craziness.
Yeah, being in the creative world, I guess that's just something that comes with it, especially if you're passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the way the process goes with you create the art. You have to create the art first, and then you put it out there, and it may take a while. So it's like, it's just a system in place that it's no other way. You got to keep working.
You can't do nothing else but keep going, man.
Got to keep working. So at what point do you feel like you're able to just, like, rest and you don't have to keep working? Like, where do you visualize your career being at where you're able to do that?
I don't know. I feel with every creator, and depending on what field you're in, it would be different. But in music, I don't think you ever stop, man.
No finish line with that.
Like, it's, you do it because you love it. Yeah. Like, I create music because, like, I love it. Like, I love creating. Like, it's, it's my stress relief. Like I said, it's my paintbrush. It's my,
therapy.
It's my therapy. Yeah. Like, it's anything that I create, you can pretty much hear where I was at, you know what I'm saying, or how I was feeling. Yeah. And, like, so, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes I just made it in 15 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it depends, but it's all, it's all a release. So I don't know if I would ever stop creating, but, with producers, all they do is, once they get big, they sign a bunch of young thems. Yeah. And then they do the creating. And then,
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't imagine you stop creating. Yeah. I wouldn't imagine that stopping, but I'm saying, like, from, like, a income, like, just like a business, like your business model. Yeah. It's like, it's hard to get, but so, like, you can only get but so far if you're doing all the work. So you would have to
you definitely
get the other producers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So that's why I was asking, because that's where I'm at. You know, that's where I'm at, where I'm like, all right, I need to like I've hired people at certain points, like interns, or had people for different situations, but I'm like, I want to oversee, and I honestly want to create my own projects. You know, I want to oversee, and you know, speaking to some of the business owners that I've rubbed shoulders with recently, it's like that's a scalable way to go about your business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you can scale it, because it's like, all right, you teach somebody, and then you know they could teach somebody, and then and then it just grows. But then the other option, you could charge way more and do less work as well. You know, but honestly, I'm inspired from you I'm inspired by you from a work perspective, and you know, a family perspective too. You know, you're close to your family, and y'all do the cruises and the trips every year. I always thought that was dope. You know, I always see the pictures on Facebook. Like,
they be lit.
Y'all do it like how a family, I feel like it's supposed to do it. You know, so I think about that all the time. Like, I want to just like spend time with my family, or you know, create a family and spend time with them. You know, and just create, like, maybe do some family videos, and you know, bring the drone. We traveling and stuff, and then I'm just checking the email, and like, oh, they got that content taken care of from this brand, you know, that type of thing.
I see what you're saying. And that's basically how you get there, man. It's like, the more work you pile on, like, the more people you need to hire, like, you know what I'm saying? And to me, that goes into the effort of you know, you working. So, and that's basically kind of what's probably about to happen. Like, you know, I have core gorillas, me and my brother Pat. You know, he's a cousin, but you know, he's close. He's my brother, but he does music as well, and we decided, you know, to start, you know, a production company, and it's gonna be Core Gorillas, and you know, eventually I'm gonna start, you know, signing some young, you know, sample makers, young producers, and you know, I'm starting to really pile on the work, like, right now. So it's a lot of people are wanting stuff. I'm starting to get like special requests, and so, you know,
That's
it's
dope.
Nice.
You know, so it's definitely starting to pick up like big time. I've been having
congratulations on all your success.
Appreciate
man.
that.
Straight up, man.
Just seeing the journey, you know, has been crazy, and I've been fortunate to like I was saying earlier, you don't want to have a bum friend. You know, it's like, I've been fortunate to be able to, you know, keep stride in a sense. You know, I'm like, cause I've personally felt like you may have had people, because everybody's always believed in you that I've been around, and you had your family support. You might be more exposed. You might be more in tune with somebody that may not have believed in you that you thought or something. But I've only experienced people that's just like, yo, Niq Ways is that guy.
I used to be spiteful.
Okay.
I was pretty spiteful in my 20s. It's all gone now, though. But
I got you.
Some people ain't believe.
Well,
shout out to my haters.
Questioning my studies.
Shout out to my haters.
Studies. Yo,
shout out
like,
to my haters, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. Like, this guy, like, we've literally, the only time we've had a disagreement or a falling out was in regards to music, man. Like, that's how passionate this man has been when it's come to the music. Like, he's made me do fucking verses over and over to the point I'm like, yo, I'm not fucking doing it no more, yo.
All of y'all, Beast too.
Like,
shout out to Beast.
Like, yo,
shout out to Geeks and Assholes.
I'm not doing it no more,
like,
man. But like, that type of training and conditioning has put me in a place where when I'm recording some shit, I'm listening like, you know what? Nah, I don't like that. Let me do that back over. And I'll do it back over until it's like I want it to be now. But I remember a point in time I couldn't stand that shit because I felt like, I was young, mind you. I just felt like he was just fucking with me, yo. Like,
nah,
bruh, you got to do it back over. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with what the fuck I did 6 times before? He was like, man, you got to do it over, man. But it makes sense now.
It's a great now you come to a microphone and have a mic voice with no anything.
That's a fact.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I literally was like, this shit was.
From the first episode, I'm like,
Nah.
I mean, yo, this is years of development, like years of development. I'm talking about. I went through the Niq Max boot camp, music boot camp for real. Like I'm talking about.
Do it again.
Rap it again.
Do it again.
Do it again. You could do it better.
Yo, I'm talking about like we spent countless nights recording shit, re-recording shit, him making beats, and I'm writing shit while he's making the beats. It was wild, and those times have really conditioned and put me in a space where I can just jot some shit like it's nothing now. Like it's like as far as creativity is concerned, like you've programmed yourself to a space where it's like robotic on how you're able to do it, repetitively, and that's all. Like he said, consistency is where it's at.
That's where the consistency come in.
Man, listen, man, like my shit on go now for real, man. Like
if you learn something, and you're not consistent with it, like if you start to learn something, right? Like you learn it, like, oh, this is how you do this is how you do that, right? You're not consistent with it. So let's say you don't come back for like about a week. Like, dang, I ain't been able to get to about a week or two.
Yeah.
So then you like, wait, how do I do? So you got to start from the beginning because you done forgot what you learned in the beginning. Yeah. So you can't even learn nothing else. Like you're learning, you cutting your learning.
Stagnating.
Yeah, like you're stagnating. So it's like when you consistent, you're exercising what you learn. So once you learn that, then you like, all right, well, let me learn something else. Yeah. And you learn that, and then you learn something else, and then you learn that. You stay consistent with it, but you're remembering everything like that you learned because you have to. You learn the basics. Yeah, you got to get the basics to learn the next thing. Yeah. And like if you're struggling to learn the basics because you're not consistent, like you're never gonna learn it. Right. Like, you're never gonna get nice with it. You're not gonna master it. Like, like, and I feel like probably this year I'm making some of the best music of my life. In 2022, I've been doing it 20 plus years. Like this year is when I'm talking about I'm making some of the best music of my life. Everything that I've learned, talking about from being in a band with Geeks and Assholes and making dubstep beats and EDM beats for Beast. Like, he taking me to a whole nother genre of stuff I've never made.
You done did everything under the sun with the music.
Like, to composing the film, like, you know what I mean? When I went into my composing the film, I'm doing movie scores, and, to like, trying to do trap, like Southside teaching me how to do trap music in the room that one day, and he did a trap beat, the hardest trap beat I probably ever heard. He did it in 5 minutes, right? And he said, "See, this is how you shuffle," and he walked out, and I was like, "What?" Like, oh man, like trying to learn the trap music. I'm from North Carolina. I ain't know nothing about trap music.
Crazy.
So like learning that, and then transitioning into this sample maker, and like being able to create whatever, making what I love instead of having to make just trap music. Like, I can make whatever for them to make it out of, make trap music out of it, or do whatever out of it. So, it was all from being consistent. Right. And exercising everything that I've learned. And I literally use everything that I've learned. Like, without a doubt. Like, everything. Like,
word. Yeah, we just passing the hour mark here. How we looking on the cameras? We roll. Bars, we good? All right, bet. So Tastro, you got anything? I don't know if you had enough time to speak your piece earlier before we got into the guests. Like, what's going on in the Tastro world? Like, I just want to.
Nah, man, a nigga's just working, man. We were like, I'm telling you, this guy Niq Ways, man. Well, Niq Maximus, my bad, man. He's had
it's
so
the old
many
name.
names,
It's
man.
the old name. Niq Ways is the old name.
I keep saying Niq Ways too, man. My bad.
It's just a habit, man.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good,
man. This guy has always been a motivator and has pushed me, and is continuing to push me, and I'm just excited with the shit that's coming down the pipeline, man. We got some shit
We got some stuff, bro.
We got some shit coming, yo. Like, and that's all I could pretty much say about that. Like, I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Okay,
but.
so you taking on the whole Niq ways.
I mean, but it like, and that's
Niq
what
Maximus
I,
movement.
Me and Stro
and
got a. People don't want to say it. Me and Stro got a project, man, and it's gonna be like all my samples. Like, it's gonna be the first album we did with no, samples from the outside. It's gonna be all my samples. Like, and we're gonna do it from scratch, and it's gonna be on all platforms. It's gonna be our first joint that we actually like gonna go in on. So we literally I already got all the beats are done almost. Like, I just gotta touch them up, but all the beats is done pretty much, and we just basically in the recording phase right now. So
looking forward to hearing that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a joint. Like,
is
definitely.
there a title to the project?
So we still tinkering with that. I have a working one, but I'm gonna just, because it's a working title.
We had a title. We ended up maybe scrapping it.
Yeah, because it was
scrapping it.
Somebody had already.
I mean, it had been done, but there's tons of albums that has been done with the same titles. Like, you know what I mean. But you don't want to.
We want some unique shit.
Yeah, we don't want to do the same thing.
Yeah,
so.
we like our shit is different. Like, our situation is different than most, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it has to stand out. So title wise, it has to be a very unique title. So we got a working title. I'm gonna just leave that working title at bay right now. But we got some shit coming though, man.
Nah, it's
Looking
gonna
forward
be.
to that.
It's gonna have some grime on it, bro. It's gonna have some.
That's why I asked that question, because I'm like, I know Tasho been cooking up in the studio. He got the new setup with the studio, his own studio now. So I'm like, man, I know he cooking up some heat over there.
Yeah, man. Like I feel like next year you're gonna hear a lot of me next year. Like, real shit. I got a lot of shit coming, man.
Okay.
I feel as if it's everything is like in full circle now, man. It's that time now. It's time, because I've been cooking since I've been down here. Truth be told, we've been the shit we've been working on, like, because it's, truth be told, it's more than one project.
We got a whole nother project.
We got a whole other project. You know what I'm saying? And we've been cooking since I came to Atlanta. You know what I mean? And so we got some shit coming, man. That's I'm gonna just leave it at that. We got some shit coming to a streaming platform near you.
Okay. And bars.
Hey.
Bars, what's going on in Bars world? Bars land.
I'm still alive.
Yeah. Let's thank God on that.
It's a small things with giant. I just gotta pull back. Take 90 days to myself. Y'all know how that be.
90 days.
Self-preservation is everything.
It's important.
Okay.
It's important. It's okay to take breaks. People think you can't take breaks. It's okay to take breaks.
Well, you look good. Your skin. What's your skin regimen?
Right? I know. I'm about to lock my hair and stuff, y'all.
Yeah, she got the hairstyle. She's. I guess you were twisting your hair. She's growing out locks. I like
That's
it.
dope.
I like it the way it look now. The fact that, like, I could never do nothing like that with my hair. I don't know why we always end up talking about my baldness.
Have you tried it? Like, have you tried to have your hair grow back, or like, how does that?
Nah, if I grew it back, I would probably look like Fred Sanford.
Have you ever seen G with the hair uncut?
Nah, ever since I've known him, his hair's been bald, yo.
I seen him before he put the clippers to it. I've seen it before he put the clips to it.
Yeah, it's like
you must have it must have been like a low cut. You must have a low cut.
Oh wait, you talking about before?
Because I can't recall a time.
G has always been bald. Since I've known him.
He said he's always been bald, right?
Since I've known him.
That's what I'm saying. I've never known him to have.
But
that.
I'm just saying I've seen the Fred Sanford. I've seen the Fred Sanford though. I've seen the Fred Sanford. I've seen the Fred Sanford.
I never did anything to my hair.
Yo.
We do not hair shame over here.
Hey, I'm not hair
shame. They got like hair like repair surgeries where they repair. Look, you see Deion Sanders? Have y'all seen Deion Sanders?
Yeah, he did. Like,
Deion Sanders was bald. Like I'm telling you, like it's like you have like dead. It's like you have your nerves are dead. Like the nerves are dead in your skull. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but they basically replace your nerves with other nerves. And like literally, your hair starts growing.
He can cut and grow it back.
Deion Sanders has hair, bro. He grows. He has hair crazy. Now, and he always talks about. If you hear Deion Sanders, will always talk about how. Like I ain't had no hair, but look at me now, baby. Yeah, baby. Like he like, always
God is good.
God is good, baby. Let me tell you.
So is that something that you would consider? Or you just like, yo, I'm done.
Listen, that's when you get the bread.
I'm gonna just keep the
head.
I'm
telling you.
I'm gonna keep the head ball, yo.
Once we get rich, G gonna have an afro out here. We gonna be like, oh, G, what?
G gonna have cornrows and shit.
He gonna do everything he wish he could do back in the day.
Yo,
I'm telling you, he gonna be doing all types of hairstyle swoops.
I better not see you with no cornrows, dog.
He gonna get the Gumby out.
I did used to want to have.
Yo,
I did used to want to have cornrows.
I better not see you with no cornrows.
Even when I still had hair, I tried to grow my hair out. You know, like yes, everybody in here got healthy. You know, heads of hair, and you know that's a blessing.
This man skipped a generation.
Bars is twisting her hair. Her son's got these big afros. You got, you still rock the waves. He got the.
I got the do rag on right now with the hat on. But
I think it's on your mom's side.
Don't do that.
I think it's. If I'm not mistaken, I need
to shave up. Yo, don't do that. You don't do that.
So it's like if you look at your grandfather. Like I think it's on your mom's side, if I'm not mistaken. So somebody told me, like if you look at your mom's grandfather, like if they had hair, then you kind of know.
Shit, I thought it was if your dad had hair.
Nah, like my father's bald. My father and all his brothers went bald at 22, bro.
Oh damn!
Like my father's been bald like a long time.
Yeah, but hairline is pretty good.
Intact. Yeah, my grandfather passed away. He had a box. Like he had a full set gray set head full of hair. Like so, like I think it's on your mom's side because my father and them his side was bald.
Yeah, I was watching this Shannon Sharp interview, and he was like, "Yeah, if I go bald, I'm getting the surgery. I'm getting the hair restoration because I got a blackhead."
Hey yo, I'm not.
Nah. See, that's been the blessing to have like a decent shaped head, because if I had a black head, being bald would be a lot more stressful.
Yeah,
it's not.
Because I don't like that little pack of hot dogs.
Hey, yo, listen.
Oh yeah.
If my shit goes, man, I'm not doing the hair restoration. I'm gonna just cut it bald, man. I'm gonna just charge it to the game. I'm not trying to hold on to it. I'm not about to put no beige.
But that's the thing.
Live your young
years. But
that's why I was just
rap, dog.
But that's why I was just saying about the Shannon Sharp, because it's not just automatic. Your head gotta be shaped. You got it's Michael Jordan. He has probably one of the most perfect
shaped heads.
Like if
the cue ball. The perfect sphere of a circumference of a bald head. He was the standard for bald heads.
Straight cue ball head, yeah.
Michael Jordan was the standard for bald heads.
He set a high standard for being bald.
Yo, that's crazy.
Cause you ain't seen no black head, bald head. Yo, that wasn't a thing. You couldn't do that next to Jordan.
Like Jordan,
Shaq got a nice bald head.
I think Pac had a pretty.
Oh
yeah.
Pac had a pretty decent shaped head or whatever. Like,
cause you can have a black head or a cone head.
Yeah, I guess if you look back then, there was some pretty good standards of bald heads back then.
Yeah,
that's pretty good standards of bald heads.
Yeah, but it's just something to think about. When's the last time you seen your head bald? I went and jump on it because you're going to have to eat these words when you had a cornrow.
I mean, yo, listen, this the thing. Yo, when I was in the army, yo, I used to have, yo, this dude, yo. When I was in the army, I used to have pretty much like a damn near a bald head because my shit was cut so low or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But man,
the tough thing about a new bald head, you gotta get the sun on it because it'd be two tone.
Oh, yeah. Shit be all light and shit.
It'd be lighter than your face. That joke be looking all weird.
Crazy and shit.
You gotta put,
Yeah.
make sure you stand
Gotta
in the
get some
sun for a
sun.
little bit.
That's crazy.
New get the color right.
Long head, no offense, George. I want to write here with a permanent marker. And hear it squeak.
Yo, that I don't understand. I don't see the purpose of wanting to have some shit in your hair that when the sun hits it, it starts like literally melting down your face. I had a manager at a job, yo. He had that shit. His whole head was full of that shit. We was out in the sun. His head started sweating.
Oh no,
bruh, the shit started running down his damn
not
side
the black
of his face.
ink.
Man, listen, I had to walk away, dog.
What
Cause
he was doing outside? He ain't know that.
we was waiting to go. It was matter of fact,
direction.
yo, it was Cinco de Mayo. So we was trying to go into the Mexican restaurant, and there was a long ass line, and the sun was out.
Oh no,
I was like, yo, I think I'm gonna wait in the car.
don't they got
yo.
like the way you could like tattoo a hairline?
Yeah, you can do that too.
Don't people be doing that? They kind of, it's like the little dot, like they
Yeah,
do
that's-
like the
Yeah,
eyebrows too.
Yeah, my one of my
I
barbers
think
actually
my
does
uncle
that.
got that joint. I think my uncle got that joint. Every
Yeah,
time
it's
I
like
see
they
him, he
put-
be having a light hairline. It's like he
Yeah,
barely
Same-
can see.
yeah.
It's the same every day. You don't have to think
Hair,
about
it's
it.
called
Yeah.
hair. It's called hair. What's it called? Was it pigment? Was it hair pigmentation? What is that
Oh,
shit?
yeah.
I think my
hair.
uncle got that joint.
Yeah.
I think he be having a hairline these days. He ain't had hair for
That's
decades.
how they do their eyebrows and shit too, right?
The tinting, yep. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's a whole process. People pay like $200-300 for that.
So your hair really start growing back in those spots, right? No?
I don't think so. You still got to cut it, right?
No, it's just like literally like a dot.
Like a tattoo.
Oh
yeah.
shit! Nah.
But it looks like a fade though.
Right.
Like, it looks like a fade, like really, really, really close fade.
Yeah, but that would be kind of. I mean, I guess you got people like Steve Harvey. Every time you see him, he got the same hair. You know, like the same perfect cut. But it's like we human. You ain't gonna have the same perfect cut. Like your barber cut it the same exact way, and you get a haircut every day. That would be kind of weird to have the pigmentation thing, and your head is like that every single time.
But just think, your head is bald all the time.
I mean, but you might see my head with like a little bit of hair growing back. It might be shaved a little closer one time. I'm human.
But
you
just
know
think, he was going with a bald head the whole time. So what's the difference of going with a bald head the whole time with no hair all the time versus just a little,
Yeah.
like a little.
you
You was already bald the whole time. Your hair wasn't changing then either.
That shit
Your
was
hair
crispy.
wasn't changing then because you was bald the whole time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He
That's
doesn't
crazy.
understand the bald life. It's,
No hair shaming. Okay,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
17, 1 hour 17.
Nah, listen.
Bless you.
I'm appreciative of my hair, man. I take care of it.
Bless
I
you,
take
bless
care of it. I shampoo, I condition it. I take care of my hair, man. I don't
got
want
to, man.
I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose
You
it.
got to.
yeah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. You got to take care of the hair because
Yeah.
once it goes, it goes.
It goes, man. It's gone.
But yeah, we're gonna we didn't say this yet. Like, just tell everybody that may not follow you how to find you and tune into this amazing music that you putting out, and just kind of follow your journey. How could they do that?
At Niq Maximus on Instagram.
Spell it.
Niq Maximus, MAXIMUS. Same thing on Facebook. I'll be up there. Same thing on TikTok.
You on TikTok?
Yep, I just started. It's just started a TikTok. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Dope.
So we're about to start seeing a lot of videos up there, tips and trick videos. Same thing on YouTube. Yep.
Okay, Niq Maximus in the building.
Beat scientist, beat extraordinaire.
Yeah, so who gonna take us out? We gonna wrap this up. This might be one of our longer episodes, and I guess I anticipated that because
We got the homie.
we got the homie in the building.
And we chop it up, so we
it's-
could chop it up for hours. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how we
This
usually
is-
do.
This is just something natural.
Right.
But yeah, we got family in the building. Who's gonna take us out? Who got some words to take us out with? Something positive, something to inspire the people. You don't know what mood the listener. Everybody ain't just on the up
Man.
and up right now. We need to put some motivation out there for somebody that need it.
Yeah,
It ain't-
I ain't get enough voice time.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I'm gonna just say, like a brat, meeting Niq Maximus has put into my mind, if nothing else, that consistency is key, and that health is wealth, and that entrepreneurship is a journey, and that there is no finish line, for art.
That's a fact.
I think throughout the whole episode, I just kept thinking like, okay, these are three entrepreneurs who know each other. I was listening to a podcast where they say when one friend, the things that's going on with Kanye, things about Jews are that when one Jew makes money or when one friend makes money, all of them make money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that watching this, I have just seen like, and I don't know y'all relationship, but just y'all motivating each other and checking up on each other and inspiring one another. And that's kind of what I took from this.
That's real.
This interview.
Because that's exactly what it's been.
Yep.
Real spill. Like these brothers I've known these brothers forever, and in some capacity, they've definitely helped me out along my way, along my journey. I'm forever grateful for being able to cross paths with these brothers because they've always been ambitious, always had spirits of, yo, we're gonna make some shit shake, and here we are now, making shit shake.
Indeed. It ain't the destination, it's the journey that molds you.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts.
Word. Well,
we paid our dues, man. Niggas paid their dues for real.
yeah, I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative of everybody that's here. We got the Bars family. We got we all a family. Thank God Unfocused family. We got the Thank God Unfocused family in the building. I'm always appreciative of that. We got the wristbands on. Somebody done just hit the mic. I don't know who that was.
That was me, my bad. The
But
hit it.
yeah, the Thank God Unfocused wristbands. We operating as a unit, and we gonna keep passing on that inspiration. We got the young boys in the building. We ain't heard nothing from the young boys. Can we get a what up? What's up? You might have
Good young kings.
Yeah, we got the young kings in the building, and we got some motivation last time that I really appreciate. I don't know if we can get that. I don't know if they heard the last episode where y'all tapped in. Just introduce yourselves one more time.
The name's KJ. I do editing. I am 15.
Okay, the boy KJ.
KJ.
It's me, Kenny, and I do animating right now.
Dope.
Animating
That's dope.
right now. We got the squad in here, man. Y'all have no idea what
That's
y'all
dope.
witnessing. It's nothing but greatness in the building. Hopefully we motivated and inspired somebody, that needed it.
Man, that's dope. At a young age like that, man, I wish I was into it like that.
I told him that last time.
That's
Man.
what I was saying. Like you caught on young, but think about how young they catching on.
Yeah.
So
how much further they're going to be able to go, man.
Yeah.
man,
Sky's the limit.
destined for greatness.
Yeah, sky's the limit for sure.
I'm talking about editing right now. The whole time we've been recording, my man's been editing the entire process.
Both of them.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's the Thank God Unfocused factory. We just producing greatness from
Man.
every angle.
Indeed.
But
Stay focused out here.
yeah. Stay focused. Tastro, take us out real quick.
Man, listen, stay alert, stay alive. Stay alert, stay alive. Once again, stay alert, stay live. For
It's
real.
crazy out here, man. Indeed.
Yeah, it's crazy. We got a range date on Thursday, me and my girl, because it's so crazy out here. Stay
That's
alert.
important.
Stay alert, stay alive. This is the Unfocused and Focused podcast. We out of here.
Peace.